Hello, glad to have you here. Be ready for the next minutes of Real Talk with Rainbow Mosho. Thank you for listening.
Hi everybody, I am Rainbow Mosho, an artist, author, entrepreneur, and more on the autism spectrum, and I have grand news to share with you all. NFT NYC is exposing me and my creativity because of a very special drawing I made as a donation for St. Jude Children's Hospital of sickle cell anemia, and the drawing is part of my art series called Fly. It's about promoting all types of people, no matter how different they can be, as beautiful humanoid butterflies. And I just want to say that it's a very, very, very great honor to sponsor St. Jude Children's Hospital, and because every child deserves to live life and be healthy, no matter what. And I just want to thank NFT NYC and Kiksorish for exposing me. I also want to thank NFT Cred and Christie's Auction House for being involved in this special project. You know, I really want to thank Web3 and so many people for giving me opportunities that my school doesn't and some other people don't. But the best part is that I get to learn, grow, and experience more wonderful stuff as the wonderful human I know I can be. And it's a pleasure always being a part of the wonderful events that you host. Last week, I was a part of a free day workshop with Empower Tennessee in their leadership workshop, and I'm so happy I was a part of that. As a teenager with a diagnosis with many strengths and weaknesses, the leadership workshops were very important for me because I got to learn independence, maturity, and responsibility in so many ways, and how I can communicate with the world and connect with others and learn to accept myself before I can accept others. And also, we are in this together and we're not alone, and it's better being together than apart. That's what I want to say. Thank you, Empower Tennessee, for including me. And I must correct myself in one of the past comments. I am not a weak person. I have challenges, but negativity and challenges do not affect me. Sure, we have to go through challenges sometimes because that's a part of life, and we are not weak. We are strong. I believe in myself, and I want you to believe in me. A couple of days ago, I made a special piece of art celebrating the differences between positivity and negativity. Throughout time, positivity has been seen as trustworthy and comforting, while negativity has only been seen as untrustworthy and something that doesn't give comfort. But sometimes many of the things that we perceive as negative are misunderstood, and being positive is not always easy, but it's a part of us being human, and it's important to express ourselves rather than expressing ourselves in a way that's not who we are. And we should learn to look through the world through the eyes of another and respect others. A couple of days ago, my community experienced a shooting and a 16-year-old boy was critically injured. He was moved to life support, and first responders tried to help him, but he ended up dying. And the shooter is still on the loose, and police haven't been able to find him. And what concerns me is how unsafe and dangerous some communities are. And I want community leaders to understand that everybody deserves to feel safe, no matter the situation, and it's important that we converse with each other and find ways that'll help us. A couple of days ago, my dad came to visit from Australia for my 16th birthday, and I had such a wonderful time with him, and I got to do so many fun stuff that we don't get to do because he's so far away. And every time he leaves back to Australia, I always feel sad and lonely, and also hoping that one day we'll be closer and we'll never be separated. But the best part is I get to be with someone who cares about me and is one of the two people who brought me into the world. And I just want to say that I love him so much and I can't wait to be with him again. You know, dealing with my emotions, many times I appear to be calm and positive, but suddenly, out of the blue, I can appear to be angry or irritated. And when I feel angry, it feels like my whole brain is on fire while experiencing an earthquake. And so many things are known to bother me. So one of the things is the sound of people's chewing, and sometimes I get really irritated, and sometimes I don't feel like I could sit with someone, but I am still searching for ways of how I can make sure I calm myself down and control my emotions, even though it's okay to be angry sometimes. And when I said that my brain feels on fire whenever I get angry, the way how I visualize it is that the whole world is shaking and there's arson everywhere. And it feels like my brain is exploding with anger. That's how I feel.
Greetings, everyone. I am Jadira. I am Rainbow Mosho's mom. And the reason why she makes these recordings, the reason why she is fulfilling her desire to share what she's all about, what she's interested in, what concerns her, what worries her, what spikes her interest, acknowledging a lot of these realities as a teen, going through so many transitions. It is because many times she doesn't have anyone to talk to, and I am making sure that her voice is heard and that she gets to say what she wants to say, what she thinks about life, the world, and what is happening around us, because she has something to say. She has meaning and she has conviction and she is learning as well. So thank you for listening. Thank you for opening your time and appreciating what she provides and her thoughts and ideas, and above all her creativity, which bottom line, the goal here is to make sure that you get to hear about her and about her interests, and understand where the combination of colors comes from, why the shapes, why she pays attention to specific details, and why a lot of her art has to do with what she sees in the world and also what she hopes to see in the world. So thank you again. Thank you for supporting Rainbow Mosho. If you can like, comment, share. There might be someone out there who wants to see her art and they might be interested. They will become interested in acquiring her art in the many different ways. Thank you so much. Keep in touch and there will be more Real Talk with Rainbow. Thanks.
And this has been another wonderful moment talking with Rainbow Mosho. And remember, life can be hard, but it's worth living because there's so much beauty in it. Let's keep the conversation real.
Thank you for listening.
Hi everybody, Rainbow Mosho here, and now I'm making a very special drawing about bullying. I'm gonna start off with this little person on the street looking like if they are doing great, but their shadow is gonna depict them being mistreated and abused by society. And it's a very good reflection of how people don't know how to say that they need help and they need someone to help protect them. And some people in today's society aren't caring enough to help people in need who may be getting bullied or abused by anyone. So it's really important to talk about topics like these. Yesterday I heard the heartbreaking news about a young 10-year-old boy, just a decade old, barely living life. He committed suicide on himself after constantly being bullied, and his family contacted his school more than 20 times and they didn't do anything, not even a single piece of shit to help their son. And sadly, he ended his life with suicide, with all the pain and suffering he's been through. And I am sending my deepest condolences to the family. No one has to lose their child due to this trauma. So I really want to help speak out against this unfair injustice by making special arts based off on this. And I want to make a series of different things that are wrong and need to be changed. And I care so much and I really want to help the best way I can. And sometimes the smallest things can turn into the biggest surprises. The reality with bullying is that bullying starts with someone who may have gone through something traumatic and thinks that it's okay to be mean to other people, or maybe they just haven't been taught to respect others and they think bullying is okay. It's important to start conversations like these so that they don't get ignored and thrown in the trash, because when we talk about this and find solutions, we can help end up saving lives. And that's what's needed in our world today. So who's with me to help stop bullying? There have been various moments that I've been bullied throughout my life. When I was younger in elementary, many kids would make fun of my name. My name is Tomais, but they would mispronounce it as Thomas, like if I was a boy, and I felt so small. And sometimes I would get hit, pushed around, or even slapped. And in middle school, I was bullied so much that the teachers were like, I'm sure they didn't mean it. It was an accident. And they did not hold themselves accountable. And in high school, I was mistreated and treated poorly by a bunch of girls who thought they were better than me. And they didn't care about who I was. And every time I would get bullied and mistreated by people around me in society, I would feel so small, like if I didn't belong. And of course, I would have the courage to tell my mom in the end many times, and she teaches me to be strong, seek out for people who will really care for me, and express my needs, no matter what. I'm making a very special drawing about bullying. Some people, when they get bullied, they may say, nothing is wrong, I'm all fine, but their shadow will say of how abused they are based off on what they may have experienced, whether it's in school, with a friend they thought they could trust, or someone else. Anything can happen when someone is vulnerable due to bullying. And that's something I have experienced, and I am still learning to move on from the pain. And with the shadow being attacked by bullies, I'm depicting the bullies as demons because I want to show how bullies can be represented as people who do not take care and consideration if they have been for something bad and they think it's okay, or they haven't been taught to respect others. So it's important to talk about things like this. And I bet you're all wondering, you guys have seen me do spectacular pieces of art before, and I bet you're wondering, why is she doing circles and sticks? Well, I wanted to be like a quick comic, but also getting straight to the point of what could happen, especially during an event like this, such as bullying. And if you are being bullied or have been bullied or know someone who is being bullied, any information and advice to help stop this abuse is very important and helpful, and I'm all ears. Oh, and one more thing. Bullying is never accepted, and bullies must be held accountable for their actions. Hi everybody, I'm back and I have completed my piece from yesterday, and this is a very special piece of art that represents how people can feel when they're being bullied or mistreated. And they'll pretend like everything is fine, and they'll say things like, nothing is wrong, I'm all fine, why would I be really afraid and getting abused? No need to worry. And that's also part of the denial of how they feel, and also not wanting people to have concern for them and not to know about what could happen to them. And the person's shadow depicts of what's really happening in abuse and bullying, along with demons saying nasty stuff and doing nasty things like punching, hitting, pushing them, and drawing weapons at them. And this is what can happen during bullying. And at the bottom I wrote, it's not fine. And it's important to talk about things like this, even though they are hard to mention. And if you or someone you know is being bullied or abused, contact these numbers. And so many families and parents who have their children being bullied and abused feel helpless, but there are so many people out here in this world who will help. And many times with the victims of this unfair injustice have the responsibility put on them, and it's not fair. And things like this don't deserve to happen. So we need to find ways and better solutions to help end this mess.
History ever since the beginning of humanity, it's always been adults being the heroes, but that's not true. Kids are heroes as well, because we start our journey from the bottom and rise to the top, because when we look back at ourselves, when we grow up to be adults, we will remember the free-spirited, innocent child that we used to be, who wanted to make a change even though they were not at a certain age group. And it's important to start off as kids making a dream come true. We gotta work together and understand. And that's why the old generation, I'm talking about the adults, no offense, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that it's important to listen to kids and respect your kids and their values and how they want to express themselves and who they are and what they're coming from. And it's important that us kids come out of our shells, and we gotta show acceptance, awareness, respect, and support to all types of children, no matter what. Woo! that was amazing. And I feel like, you should, for a kid, you should stay dedicated to, what you love to do. And I feel like, the support of an adult is, important to guide the kid towards their journey as well. And I feel like, the kids should always stay, you should block away that negative energy, but take in what you should learn from it as well. That's an important thing that I feel like
First is giving me opportunities and inclusion that not even my school is doing for me. And yeah, I have been welcomed for so many things. And I just want to say thank you so much for including me at NTMC. Hey Moon Mars Museum, Rainbow Mosho here in the Museum of Natural History in New York City, and look what I found, a model of the moon, and check it out, right here on number 9, Mare Crisium. I found this spot, and my mom has told me that this is where our art on this spot of the moon is gonna get sent to. We're going down in history, people! Innovation and empowerment in Web3 make it the ideal platform for greater impact, because my school doesn't give me opportunities and inclusion like this. So I'm very happy that places like this do. And I am so happy to do collaborations with Consistency is Carrots, Gift Kids, Squiblets, and Mintangible. And Mintangible has been very helpful. They have been teaching me to have my own copyright. Fun fact with Moon Mars Museum is that we are taking art to the moon. It's not metaphorically, it's literal. We are actually going to the literal moon, and it's so amazing. Even our art will stretch to the farthest reaches of the universe and beyond. So, can any of you guess where to buy my books? Yeah, Amazon. You may have heard of this guy, Genshin Juan, and he sends out a really meaningful message. In order to succeed, we have to go through pain, suffering, and so many impossible challenges, because we cannot go on the easy path. We have to struggle and fail, and it's part of life. And it's important to embrace flaws and turn it into something special.
All right, Rainbow Sword, Artist Village, NFT NYC. Let's see who else comes up. Oh, here. Check it out. Jay. Oh, it went away. I guess it will move from screen to screen. Here we go. Look how beautiful with all the incredible art. This is such an honor for artists to have their art be shown.
I will now be reading Whispers and Whirlwinds by Hope McKee. A silent pause, a moment's grace, a canvas of thoughts left to face. Not in the hustle of voices loud, but in that stillness where hearts are allowed. It is there, whispers the sound of silence, trying to calm the whirlwinds with guidance. The absence of sound, like a thoughtful plea, encourages us all and sets our spirits free. A canvas blank without color's hue, a dancer poised, waiting music's cue. Yet in this space, a simple truth's call, the absence of sound, the grandest of all. The canvas untouched, a world of dreams awaits. Each color and shade, an artist's heart creates. A gentle stroke, a brush with tender care. In silence, colors mingle and declare. The brush whispers softly on the page. The colors blend, emotions engage. Each dot, a verse that softly speaks to soothe, and silence reigns. The artist finds the truth. The artist's hand provides a gentle guide. With stroke and shade, emotions come alive. As colors blend, the sleeping thoughts collide, revealing secrets buried deep inside. With every mark, the artist finds release in tones of passion, joy, and inner peace. She paints the world where silence is a choice, rising above limits, a discovered voice. My painted pictures are my words, I say, a rhythm in my heart that won't fade away. In this world full of noise, I feel so confined, but in the depths of silence, I find peace of mind. My voice echoes loud, but feels like a dream. I stand in the spotlight, as I stand in the spotlight and let my heart scream. The feelings build, anxiety starts the flight. In the quiet, my mind dances gracefully with the night. I'm a puppet on a stage, my words pulled by strings, seeking acceptance, each note that I sing. But in the solitude of silence, my spirit comes alive. Expressing through skill, I start to thrive. The world's clamor tries to silence my sound, but with each brushstroke and step, I won't be held down. In the stillness, I uncover the strength I hold, and let the imagination create stories untold. Whispers and whirlwinds collide in me, a clash of emotions that no one can see. In the depths of my silence, I find my escape. Through creativity, my soul takes shape. In the stillness of the night, I find my roar. Through movement and expression, I am seeking more. Dancing to rhythms only my heart can hear. Finding calm and release when silence draws near. And so I'll keep on painting with a voice that's unique. In the quiet moments, I find what I seek. For in the art and dance, I'm never truly alone. Whispers and whirlwinds weave a melody of my own.
It's just so awful what can happen in our world nowadays. It's just unforgivable how some of us humans treat nature and wildlife. We gotta do something about it. It's too heartbreaking. It cannot be ignored. I'm now gonna recite a little prayer for the bird. deities of death upon you, to take this poor soul somewhere safe in the afterlife, where no harm or hate will ever come near it. Make sure its spirit will be able to fly free within the skies. It is destined to feel love and comfort in the afterlife. Make sure it's in a place where it can be free during death, as it remembers the joy and happiness it has experienced when living life. I'm literally so sorry. You didn't deserve to die. I'm so sorry. Please forgive us. Please forgive us, humans. I'm sorry. Ugh. Look at all this garbage here. It's just so disgusting. Some of us humans, literally. Why? Of course I have autism, and I am very proud to have a very unique perspective of the world around me. Of course I have autism, but that doesn't make me any less intelligent or creative. Of course I have autism, and I deeply appreciate it when others take the time to support and respect me as a human being. Of course I have autism, but that doesn't mean I am not charismatic, empathetic, kind, or giving. I'm all those things. Of course I have autism, and I do stimming, even at times where it may seem weird or not necessary. Of course I have autism, but even when I have to adapt to new situations, that doesn't mean I don't belong. And of course, you better not forget, this month, which is April, is Autism Inclusion, Awareness, and Acceptance Month.
What do you do after a bad day in school?
Hi everybody, my name is Rainbow Mosho. I'm a teenage artist, author, entrepreneur, advocate, and more with autism. And throughout my life, art has been my main goal, and it has been helping me through a lot of things, such as emotions, obstacles, and even bad days. And art is a very special skill that I've gotten from my dad. And with that skill, I have been able to write storybooks and be a part of organizations and art conferences. And I got to sell my art and my merch. And also, I also co-sponsored with various companies such as Lippy Lou and Consistency is Carrots. And I actually brought a special guest here with us today. She isn't going to be part of the story that we're going to be reading today. Her name is Oracle, and she is known as the alphabet creature, and she is a very friendly creature. And her main goal is to help kids learn about the alphabet, and she also encourages them to create their own alphabet and be themselves, no matter how different they may be. And today's story that we're going to be talking about, though, real quick, I need to ask you all a very good question right here. Do any of you enjoy going to the zoo? Nice. We got
class to the kids here, and all has been very fun and wonderful.
Yes, and we thank the Spring Hill Public Library and Jessica, always opening the doors for creativity and being a part of the community. Thank you.
Hi there, I'm Rainbow Mosho. I'm a teenage artist, author, and advocate, along with so many other things on the autism spectrum. I love to let colors and creating stuff along with making art guide me through life. And I also love the things I'm learning and that I have to respect them in life, such as wildlife, plants, being out in nature, and of course my latest obsession, reading books. I'm deeply in love with the book 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea and the stories of Greek myths and folklore. And I can really connect with them as a person knowing that they give me so much inspiration.
Can you please share how did you discover your passion for art and writing?
Well, art and writing, along with the magical storytelling, has always been a part of my life. And of course, I did my artistic from my dad. And when I was young, I have always loved making art and drawing cute little stories of my own, even based off on the stories I've heard and seen. But I've always wondered to myself, has anyone ever made a story about people like me? And so I decided to make my stories. And of course, there were moments that big publishers didn't accept my stories due to autism and lack of open mindedness. But the thing is, I am not giving up so easily, and me and mom are knocking on the door really hard, showing what we're capable of, mostly what I'm capable of, and know that I can be included in a vast, diverse universe with people like me.
Can you please tell us how has autism inspired your creativity?
Well, the thing with autism is that, yeah, I can be a bit of an oddball sometimes, but I deeply admire being an oddball. And throughout my life, I have been oppressed for who I am and have been forced to be ladylike and more human. And of course, I used to go through a major anxiety crisis for a few years, thinking that if I acted more ladylike and human, I would be accepted. But then I realized that I was hurting myself by not accepting for who I am. And the way how autism has majorly influenced my life is learning from my struggles, challenges, and the heartbreaks I have been through, and just fully embracing what life has to offer, even though I may feel afraid, depressed, too lazy, and completely bored sometimes. But I am very grateful that I have teachers and mostly good friends and family members that'll push me out of my comfort zone, but not in the forceful way, in the very good way. And I'm very happy that I'm accepted for who I am. And I gotta say thank you so much for my parents for creating me.
Can you please share why is Web3 a source of learning and growth?
The reason why it's been such a source of learning and growth for me is because of my wonderful nosy mom always knocking down doors. And 2 years ago, she opened an account for me, and Web3 has been very, 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 very supportive and respectful, along with being very welcoming towards me. And I have been given various opportunities to exhibit my art, and I still have amazing art projects that I'm planning on publishing and creating on my iPad. And I'm just so grateful that I'm part of a digital community that I get to make friends with people and also share our thoughts and information and really connect with one another and share our ideas for the world and accept ourselves for who we are instead of pretending to be something we're not.
Can you tell us what is audacity in your own words?
Oh my gosh. Audacity. I mean, literally, so much empowerment, daring attitude, and opportunities for women by women across the world, expressing themselves for who they are. And I mean, wow, it's just so amazing. I mean, back then, many years ago, events like these never happened. But nowadays, they are, and women deserve to rule the world. Men have had their share. I mean, bye bye, boys. Women are gonna take their own stand. I mean, bam, they're knocking down doors.
Can you share important and meaningful individuals in Web3 that brought you wonderful experiences or discoveries and tell us why?
Well, there is Flower Girls with Vara Alay, Nika Yani, Anna Skates, who I see her as my godmama, Women in Tech Museum, and Moon Mars Museum. The reason why I treasure these people so dearly in my heart is because they have given me wonderful opportunities and exposing my art to the whole world and the rest of the entire unknown universe, which is very amazing and welcoming, and I really appreciate that. And I'm just so happy that I'm being exposed and regaining a lot of help from very supportive and respectful people that I owe a lot to. And I I'm just so happy to call them part of my chosen family, and I gotta say thank you so much, you guys.
Now, I've been told that you have donated art before. Why do you do that?
Well, I really do love doing donations and charity for good causes, such as Troglodyte Society in Sierra Leone for the stopping the kidnapping and the rape that goes on with girls of all types, young and old, and Save the Rhinos, which I made a beautiful piece of art as part of a good cause to help an endangered species from going extinct. And of course, Sebastian Alonso, which I made a beautiful piece of art for his new album cover, which he does beautiful songs and amazing singing and music for his album that he expresses his life through autism and how he is reviving his soul from the pain. And I just gotta say that whenever I have the opportunity to do donations and charity work that help the world and other people in need, I feel very good of myself. And even though I am given a lot of opportunities, and even though I can sometimes be a little bit spoiled, that doesn't mean I don't have responsibility and empathy for others, and I am always looking forward to do things for good causes and to help make this world a better place one step at a time.
As a teen and artist who has opportunities, discoveries, good experiences, but you also have a fair share of challenges and difficulties in society, in school. What would you share with youth at your age who may be facing similar situations?
I just gotta say that youth nowadays, even back then many years ago, have always faced challenges with adultism, pressure from peers, family and friends, even other adults, and so many other challenges, even discrimination for who they are, what they look like, where they come from, and how they personally identify themselves. I just gotta say, do not let that crap get all over you. And even though the world is gonna turn you down just for being youth and for you being yourself, it's not fair, and you gotta take a stand for what's right. And of course, there are gonna be some people who will never support and respect you, but there are gonna be others who will. And you don't need to get praise and attention from everybody. Just look for praise and attention by those who give unconditional support, respect, and care. And of course, even in your own school systems, you may never receive support, just like how I did when I was given the lack of education. And I was interviewed by a reporter, who she is really nice, on the Nashville scene, and the story of me and my mom battling the unfair realities in my school system is very important. And I just gotta say thank you to the Nashville scene for supporting and letting my story be heard. And I just gotta say that youth also need to take a stand for themselves, and they cannot let any adult or other person or the entire world go down against them. And they just gotta take a rise. The harder you fall, the higher you are gonna fly.
Could you tell us how art and literature and Web3 can help promote understanding and acceptance of individuals with disabilities, abilities, and different diagnoses?
Well, what I can say is that when it comes to struggling, whether it's based off on your diagnosis, special needs, or disability, and many other factors in life, you just have to find what inspires you and create something wonderful, whether it's a song, soundtrack, or a piece of music, a book, or a piece of art. Even graffiti can help express how you truly feel and who you are as a human being instead of letting yourself be labeled. Understand what has really helped me express myself and go up against the cruel reality of society is showing my spiritual strength as an artist on the autism spectrum and learning not to let society run all over me, and also advocating for myself and helping others advocate for themselves. It just has to take one tiny whisper to become a giant voice that will be heard and stretched across the entire world. All great voices start with a whisper.
Now, can you share about your hopes and aspirations for the future?
Hey, Amazon Prime, Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu, and all y'all streaming services. I am literally making art and stories for people of all skin colors, hair textures, genders, personal identifications of all types from all across the world in various different ways into amazing stories that have to be heard no matter what the age or personality may be, whether it's from near or far, all over the world. Please, you gotta make my stories into wonderful movies or series that'll be known for generations. And it's important that I have partnership with you because I can help give out amazing suggestions and ideas of who can be included for these stories, because I want all types of people to be included instead of just one certain specific group. And yeah, it's important that young kids, especially if they're watching channels like PBS Kids and or other services with their families, should learn about diversity and inclusion of all types, even though it's not going to be the same, but that's okay. And it's important that we also express our flaws, and being flawless is just a myth. And yeah, let's bring inclusion and equity, people. What are we waiting for? Let's go! And another thing I would like to mention is that when I continue to grow up as a person for who I am, I really want my stories to be exposed more, and I really want to be a part among the giants who give us so much inspiration. And I not only do I want to walk among big people who have a lot of fame and inspiration for the world, but I also want to help give inspiration to all types of people, and also want to let them know that their voices can be heard and understood over time. And that's what's important, that diversity matters instead of staying on one topic. My mom also says that since I love to express myself and demand for inclusion and diversity, including equity, I should be my very own politician. And I agree with her. I mean, yeah, she is very right on that part. And of course, for my future, I want to have my own petition to say these people of all types deserve to have rights to be included. And also, I want to go places and travel a lot to spread my voice. And number 3, to have the chance for my dad to live with me, so we won't have to be away from each other, and that we need each other so much. And I love him, and I gotta thank him for giving me my artistic creative skill. And yeah, I'm gonna be going places one day, people. See ya. Oh, and one more thing. Nathania and Stephanie from Audacity, you girls just rule so much, and thank you so much for the audacity you've thrown into my life. You bring so much value into our lives.